Hello, hello, hello. Great awakening, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I'm having an allergic reaction. As soon as I finish here, I'm gonna take some Benadryl. But I'm having an allergic reaction to my daughter doing my eyelashes or whatever. I don't wear eyelashes, and so they decided to put eyelashes on me. So I said okay, but now my skin is so sensitive, to any type of cosmetic product. My skin instantly break out. So if y'all see any hives under my eyes, it's because of the application glue or whatever that they use. It seemed like I'm allergic to it. But anyway, nevertheless, the show must go on. The show must go on. So I just wanted to, first of all, I just want to say welcome to my channel. Thank you guys for, taking the time out to hear my little 2 cents of the matter. I really, truly do appreciate it. It's a journey, you know what I'm saying? And everybody has their own, path that they're choosing and creating for themselves every single day. So, my little 2 cents can either help somebody, or somebody can simply say, nah, on to the next. But however, whatever, I just want to share it with you guys because, as I say, my goal is to, get us on a path where we are self-sufficient, mind, body, and spirit. And in my opinion, there's a lot of things that belief systems that we need to probably reconsider, if not change, because, once you come into the knowing of yourself, you realize that, these particular beliefs are more of a detriment than a benefit. So with that being said, let's get started. I'm going to talk about, I don't even know how to title this video. I think it's going to be about control, right? And I'm going to use an analogy of a relationship because really and truly, it's like a relationship. You know what I'm saying? When I look at the similarities, it's more similar than not. So I'm going to use the analogy of relationship, and how I'm going to break it down. I'm going to compare like a controlling relationship, right? A relationship that is being controlled and manipulated. And how, this society, this culture, the social aspect of it, the government use those same, or if not similar, principles, right, to control us as a mass, right? Okay, so my thing of it is, it's like, how when you're in a relationship and you have a person that's controlling, right? They don't want to see you happy, because somewhere deep within they're not happy, right? They're not happy. So, if you allow it, right? If you are in this relationship with this significant other and you allow that person to control you and, tell you what to do, when to do, how to do all these different things, and they use this control as a sense of that they're protecting you, they're caring for you, this is for the betterment of your well-being, and this is for you, but yet and still you don't feel that way. You come to accept it, but there's a deeper part of you that don't really feel like happy. You know what I'm saying? You just feel like you're just fitting into the conformities for the peace of the relationship of what peace to be, right? Meanwhile, this person is controlling you, manipulating you, don't want to see you happy because they got some inner deep things that are going on with them because they lack the control within themselves, right? So in order to have some sense of control in their mind to be validated, because they don't have no control over themselves, they express it outwardly onto others that will allow them to do so, right? By manipulation, saying that this is of your best interest, but at the same rate, you don't feel like it's of your best interest, and you develop a tolerance for it because you feel like the way that love, or you understand love, right, gives you the ability to have the tolerance to be able to deal with that situation, right? So flip that to how the economy and the US and the powers that be does the same thing. What they'll tell you is that because of the lack of control that they have within themselves, they don't really want to do certain things. And there are certain entities that know from a more esoteric spiritual perspective, that this is pretty much their hell, and they really don't have no control over the situation, regarding that, to a certain extent. And what would give them that balance, they don't want to do. So this is literally a bad situation for them, because they can't exercise a privilege that many of us have, right? That they don't have. So what they do now, they control the situation by saying that this rule, this law, this is in the best interest. We have your best interest at heart, right? But when you look around and you turn around, it's like you don't feel good. You're paying higher taxes. You have to pay for everything. These things don't feel good. They make it difficult for you to acquire a piece of land, or you have to have a certain credit score in order to deem yourself worthy, and all these things. And we strive to meet all of these criterias that is set before us, right? We strive to do it, and for many of us, it's a struggle, because a lot of us have a lot of odds that are already against us that we have to overcome just to achieve such things that are put before us. But yet it's still, they'll tell you this is for the best interest. They are creating these laws. They have governmental rulings and presidential elections and all of these different things. But the end result is that, yes, we conform to it because we want to fit into the conformities of what is basically socially accepted. But does it feel good? Does it violate, do you feel somewhat violated on many stances of what is actually put out there? Do you have a different sense of the law that is being created, where it's good for some and not for others? So it's the same as a relationship that you may have with a significant other. They try to control things that are outside of them because they lack control within themselves, because there's a deeper part that is within even this system that lack a lot of things, that is upset over a lot of things, because from an esoteric spiritual perspective, they know the truth. This is why the truth needs to be revealed, because a lot of people are coming into a sense of awareness of what that truth really is, and it's just a matter of time before it just start spreading like wildfire, and people are going to come into the knowledge of themselves. Because as a matter of fact, people are already coming within the knowledge of themselves at a rapid rate, at warp speed. So I just wanted to show you the analogy. So a lot of times when you look at the situation and you look at the government work for some people, but the government don't work for everybody. The system work for some people, but the system don't work for everybody. Because a lot of times what happens is that we feel like we just have to conform. Just like in a relationship with a significant other that is controlling, we have to give permission for that to take place. We have to give them permission for, however, through they may manipulate us. They may say it's for the well-being, for the protection of, but really and truly it's for the protection of themselves. When you have a controlling situation, and they try to make it seem like it's not really controlling, but it really is controlling. They try to make it seem like it's in protection of you. I'm just trying to protect you from what's out there. No, you're just trying to protect yourself, your heart, your whatever, from whatever it is, because you don't want to be the subject of whatever it is that's already going on within yourself, and you don't want that to be added to it. So when you look at the parallel of how even in a relationship, it parallels itself to what we go through in the general public, as a mass, as even, a whole in on this planet. You get to start seeing that there's a much deeper aspect that's really going on, and we're only privileged to the surface, and and we only respond to the surface, because we don't have a much deeper aspect. Because if we know the much deeper truth, or if we do a analyzing, or if we knew the truth of certain things from a much deeper place, or from a spiritual or esoteric place, then the result of how we respond would be different. We will start transitioning and migrating into that truth and that knowledge of what really truly is, versus what it is that they want us to believe and see out of the protection of themselves, in which they're saying that they're protecting us, and that's not necessarily true on our stance, unless you want to believe that it's true. So I just wanted to show you the parallelisms of how we actually so that we can have a clear idea of what really is going on. If I had to give my synopsis and my perspective about it, deep down underneath all this wealth and the land of milk and honey and opportunity, there's a hurt place. There's a much deeper situation that's going on that's very hurt, and a lot of them are hurt, and a lot of them are mad and angry. And as a result, this is why we have what we have going on. This is why we feel the way we feel. This is why you have, the divide and the conquer, because they make you feel like you need this. You have to have this. But the only thing that you need, in my opinion, is yourself and your mind. What's here inside of your mind, because ultimately that is the truth of who you are. That really governs you. That's yourself is your own government. And truth be told, but we feel like we have that manipulation factor that we need to be controlled, and we don't look at it as a control, because just like the relationship, I'm not trying to control you. I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to protect you from what's out there. I'm trying to, make you see the way, make you see the light, the benefit of what I'm trying to say. It's going to benefit us all, and, and everything. And no, it's not about them benefiting you or protecting you. It's about them protecting themselves in that relationship for whatever it is, from being hurt or whatever the case may be. And the parallelism of that as a society is that there's a much deeper aspect of what's going on that they are upset about, that they're mad about, that they can't handle, that they can't do anything about. And what they have made us believe is that they're doing everything in their power to protect us and make us feel, that we can have what we want, and this is the land of milk and honey and this and that or whatever. And that's not the case. It's more so for them, more so than for us. Right? And the only way that you're going to break free from that is to unplug yourself from that system, that matrix, that thought process, that frame of mind, that low vibratorial sense of frequency. Because remember, if they could keep you, just like in a relationship, if they could keep you, whereas let's say a man is the controlling aspect of the relationship, and then you got the woman, they don't want you to get your hair done, they don't want you to get your nails done, because they feel like if you go out there and authenticate yourself in your best self, you're going to radiate, you're going to vibrate higher, right? So if they don't want you to vibrate higher, they're going to say, what you need your hair done for? I love you just the way you is. What are you trying to get your hair done for? What are you trying to get your nails done for? What are you trying to dress up for? What are you trying to do? You're not trying to do it to make anybody else feel any type of way. You're doing it for yourself because it radiates you. It makes you feel higher. So if you vibrate high, right, as a result of you having self-confidence in you doing anything, then, that puts that person that's trying to be controlling in fear, because here it is, you got control over self, and that's the control that they want to have over you, because they don't have control over a certain aspect of themselves and their lives. So anything that will radiate you and to make you vibrate and to make you vibrate higher, they don't want that. And parallel that over into the masses, anything that's going to make you vibrate higher, like a free society in terms of everybody do things naturally, and everybody can have mansions, everybody can have money, everybody can do whatever they want to do in freedom, and not be taxed, and all of these different things, all of these low vibratorial things that keeps you at a low frequency. A lot of us at a low frequency, they tell you that they put the struggles on you so that you can appreciate it even more. So they bring you down and put you through the stress of everything, so that way, so that you could, hopefully you'll be able to build yourself back up. You understand what I'm saying? If you're just a person that that is able to rebound, from a low frequency to a high frequency, a low frequency situation back to your normal self and your natural self of high frequency. So it's the same thing. So when you have a society or a culture or the planet itself, such as the matrix, it's the same thing in terms of the controlling aspect. If you vibrate high, because as a collective, you have this going on for yourself, you are happy, you're not sad, you're not living in what they call the projects, or living in what they call the ghetto, with deplorable situations, bad water and all this other kind of stuff. If everything was on the up and up, and you were vibrating high, then they wouldn't be able to control you. But if they could keep you at just at a level where, you know, in your mind you feel like, you know, they're doing the best that they can, they're trying to keep the people, and it's really not that situation. It's because they got to keep you at a low. It's just the same as, you know, you dressing up, going out and, you know, looking good and having that confidence. They can't afford for you to have that confidence, because if you have that confidence, then you're going to see the truth. It's going to reveal the truth of who they really are, and you're going to be less likely to support whatever agenda that they have of you that is of benefits to them and not necessarily you. And that goes both sides of the spectrum, whether it's a relationship or whether it's the masses or the matrix is what, you know, they call it. So I just wanted to share that analogy with you guys, so you guys can kind of, you know, and I paralleled it with that because, you know, a controlling relationship from, you know, on an individual basis with couples is more relatable than anything else. And I wanted to parallel that with what's going on right now, right? So, you know, I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's something to think about when you're doing a self-analysis, when you're looking at the politics and everything. Why, you know, just something that you know, for you to think about, right? You know, because it's real out here. You know what I'm saying? It really is real out here. And, you know, it what can you do but just be the truth of who you are and think for yourself, right? And look and say with this situation, is this really a controlling situation? And why is it like that? What is the deep root cause of it being this way, that I so much really don't like it, but I conform to it because, you know, it's the social, it has deemed itself as the social norm, right? So just ask yourself these questions, because you have to question things. That's the only way that you're going to really get the true answers, is when you start questioning things within yourself to find the much deeper meaning and aspect of what's really going on. All right. So with that being said, peace and love, everybody. Yeah. I got to learn to look at the camera this way. So if you like this content, please like it. If you love this content, please subscribe. If you have anything to add or take away from, or if you would like a better explanation, you know, from my perspective and, you know, my perception of things, you know, just put a comment out there, and I don't have a problem with doing the best of my ability of how I understand it to explain it. It's not etched in stone, you know, everybody have their own sense of understanding, which is fine, and nobody's saying nobody's right or wrong. It just is for that person. So that's how that goes. But I love you guys. Happy Saturday, and I shall commence to talking with you guys later. Love you guys.